Hello and welcome to our UA24 webinar series to introduce incoming UA parents and family members to the university. Today's topic is going to be why attend parent and family orientation. I'm excited to be here with you to tell you a little bit more about parent and family orientation. I am Allison Beasley and I am our coordinator of parent and family programs here at the university. So let's talk about what we will cover today. Today we are going to talk about what is parent and family orientation, when does it happen, who can attend parent and family orientation, how do you register to attend, how much does it cost, what the schedule looks like, and lastly, why you should attend. So we're excited to dig right in. So let's talk about what is parent and family orientation. It is simply an orientation program that is specifically for parents and family members of incoming UA undergraduate students, both first year freshmen and transfer students. If this is your student's first time attending the University of Alabama, we invite you to join us at parent and family orientation. Parent and family orientation is going to run concurrently to the new student Bama Bound orientation track, with some brief overlap that we will cover when we talk about the schedule in a little while. Let's talk about when it happens. So you are going to be getting these dates very soon. They should be released within the next week or so, by February 3rd at the absolute latest. These dates are going to be shown on parents.ua.edu for parent and family dates, and then orientation.ua.edu for student orientation dates. And those dates will be the exact same every time we offer a Bama Bound new student orientation. We're going to offer a parent and family orientation to go along with that. So we are going to have some one-day sessions, some two-day sessions that are going to start at the end of May and go all the way through the end of July. You'll be able to see this full calendar soon, like we said. And then we do have some final sessions in August that are going to happen prior to the first week of classes. So these are targeted to families who can't make the trip to the university more than one time throughout the summer. It's going to be easier to come and do orientation and move in all at one time. So we invite you to take advantage of that if that is what works best for your family. Have no fear if you are worried about your student getting courses, if they are attending a session later in the summer. We are going to hold courses throughout the summer for each orientation session to make sure that your student has course options for them to take advantage of. So don't be worried about them attending a session later in the summer. We're going to make sure that they are taken care of. Registration for both Bama Bound new student orientation and parent and family orientation is going to begin on Monday, February 3rd. So depending on when you're watching that may be in the very near future or have already taken place. Stay tuned to our social media channels for updates on when registration starts, when those dates are released, and all sorts of updates throughout the year. These are going to be our only officially moderated social media channels. So check us out on Facebook at UA Parent and Family Programs or on Twitter at Bama Parents. These are going to be, like we said, the only officially moderated accounts that we have access to. We recognize that there may be lots of other Facebook groups or Twitter accounts or things like that out there that say Bama Parents or things like that. But these are the only official channels that we can provide 100% accurate information on. So we know that those can be great for connecting with other folks, but these are the ones that we encourage you to follow for university content that we know is 100% accurate, that we actually can moderate and know what's coming there. Let's talk about who can attend parent and family orientation. We invite all human family members to attend parent and family orientation. If you are supporting a new UA student, we welcome you to join us. When we say all human family members, we mean that this is not the time to bring the family pet. We know that pets are also part of the family, but there is not a space for them. They won't be able to join you during programming. So we recommend leaving them at home and having a wonderful reunion when you get back home to see them. So we know that family structures are different. So whether your family is structure means that older sibling is coming with student to join them, mom, grandparent, step parent, whatever your family means to you, we welcome those family members to join us. If you happen to have a rising 9th through 12th grader, we would specifically invite them to join sibling orientation. That program is going to be offered through orientation and special programs. You can find a little bit more information on their website at orientation.ua.edu. It's going to be a little bit more interactive for these students. It's going to tell them about what their student is going to experience as they join the University of Alabama family, and give them a little bit more time to explore campus so they're not sitting in our parent and family orientation programming all day. We recognize that those sessions may not be as fun for them as a campus tour might be. There's a $25 registration fee for sibling orientation, like we said, just for those rising 9th through 12th graders. And if you do have a younger than 9th grade sibling, we invite them to join us at parent and family orientation. We know that they are still probably going to join, and we would love to have them with us. They will still have to register as a guest for parent and family orientation. So they will register for that as well. And we'll talk about registration in just a second. So, but that sibling orientation is going to be specifically for those rising 9th through 12th graders. As promised, we're going to talk about how you register. And we kind of have a couple of different ways to go about this process. Your first step is always going to be student is going to register for Bama Bound New Student Orientation on their MyBama account. Now, Bama Bound New Student Orientations will have a student cap per session, just so that we can make sure we have enough staff and everything like that, as well as space to accommodate them. However, there is no parent and family orientation cap, so we can accommodate as many folks as you want to attend. So the first step is always going to be making sure that your student registers for Bama Bound on their MyBama. On the left, that second step is going to be that your student can go ahead and register a parent or family member through their MyBama account right then and there. This is the first time that we're going to tell you that registration fees are non-refundable. So make sure and talk about with your student as they're going through the registration process, if those dates work for the family, who's going to be able to attend, things like that. If you're not quite so sure about that right then, that's okay. Let's go over to the right side and talk about what happens if they're not ready to register a family member right then. That's okay. Student is going to register just like normal. At that point, it's going to ask them if they want to register anyone for parent and family orientation. If they say no, it's going to give them an option to create guest login information. They're going to need your email address, and they're going to create a password for you. We strongly invite you to have them write this information down just so that it is convenient. And when you go back in on step 3 to register at a later date on our website, parents.ua.edu, on the orientation tab, you have that information handy so that you can log right in and take care of the registration process easily. If you do have any issues with your parent or family login information, you can always contact our office, and we'll talk about how to do that in a little bit as well. But we're happy to help. Your third option is going to be on-site registration. So if you are not sure who might be able to attend with student, or if anybody will be able to attend, we do offer on-site registration each morning of parent and family orientation for the day 1 of that session, so that you know you can, if plans change at the last minute, you can still register and come with your student to attend. So what does it cost to attend parent and family orientation, and why? It is $80 per family member to attend. This is going to cover a lot of things, and our office does not receive any tuition or state-funded dollars. So our $80 per family member is going to cover our student staff that you're going to meet throughout the summer. It's going to cover their training to get them prepared for the summer, their uniforms, and their stipends. It's also going to cover your orientation meals. So if you're attending a 1-day session, it covers lunch. A 2-day session, it covers lunch, dinner, and breakfast. It's also going to cover your orientation materials. So you're going to get check-in materials when you arrive and get your information. So that includes a nice calendar for the year that you can keep up with all of our official University of Alabama dates. This also covers space rental to just make sure that we have the space for folks for our programming. And then, of course, a portion of your fee is always going to support communication and programming provided by our office throughout the duration of your student's tenure here at the university. we're able to offer other events throughout the year because of this funding. This is the second time that we'll say that parent and family orientation fees are non-refundable. So we do invite you to have a conversation with your student about who would be able to attend. And then if you do have concerns about financial need, families in financial need may apply for a parent and family orientation fee waiver for one parent or family member or guest. On our website, you can find more information about that, parents.ua.edu, and then orientation and registration. So what does the schedule look like? So as we mentioned earlier, we're going to have both 1 and 2 day sessions. On a 1 day session, it's going to be a little bit more compact. We're going to kick it off at 8 a.m. with a check-in and then a choose your own adventure from 8 to 9 a.m. And then we'll go throughout the day and all programming will conclude by 5 p.m. On a 2 day session, it's going to look a little bit different with day 1 check-in from 8 to 10 a.m. and that choose your own adventure programming. Our parent and family orientation programming is going to end after dinner at around 6:30 p.m. However, student programming is going to end a little bit later. So they will have programming including information about what it's like to be a student, our recreation. They're going to have a chance to go over to the University Recreation Center, and then they'll have an option. That is the only place they can get their official Bama Bound t-shirt, so encourage them to stay until at least 9 p.m. where they can get that t-shirt. And then if they want to stay up a little bit later and meet some other incoming students or talk with current orientation leaders, there's going to be some programming that goes until about midnight. So if they are those night owls, we invite them to hang out with other students over in the residence hall where they're going to be staying. Day 2, we're going to start bright and early with breakfast opening at 7:15 a.m. and then a little bit of choose your own adventure from 8 to 9 a.m. Parent and family orientation programming from 9 to 11:30 a.m. when we will wrap up. And student programming ends once their course registration is completed, usually around 12 to 1 p.m. So a couple of reminders. We mentioned that the residence hall, so student orientation is going to include one night of housing for their orientation session in their registration fee, excluding August sessions. Parent and family orientation does not include housing, but it is an option for those who would like to for an additional fee. You would be staying in the residence hall, however, you would not be able to stay with your UA student. So it is not a hotel, so you would be staying in a residence hall. And this is the time when we would like to remind you that for travel, you want to make sure that you are abiding by the programming concludes on the student schedule. So on a 1 day session by 5 p.m., around 5 p.m. is when we'll finish. And then student programming around noon to 1 p.m. on a 2 day session. So we encourage you to talk with your student about what works best for your family and make sure. So programming will conclude around these times. And if figuring in travel time, the Birmingham airport is going to be around an hour commute from our campus. And then the Atlanta airport is around 3 hours, but you do have to figure in a 1 hour time difference traveling from Central to Eastern time zone. Because of the early mornings, we would encourage you to come in the night before for orientation programming, but that is up to you and your family. Some additional details that we want to cover is to confirm that your student is registered for Bama Bound before making your travel arrangements, as space is limited per session. So before you make those travel arrangements, confirm dates, everything. When your student registers for that date, the parent and family orientation is going to automatically be coupled with that date. So they're going to be the same session. If your student changes that Bama Bound session date, any associated registered parents or family members or guests will also be changed to that new session. If you need to attend a different session than your student, we invite you to contact our office and we can make that manual change in our system. It doesn't allow it to do it automatically, so we can make that change and we're happy to help you navigate that. Once you register, we will send you an immediate confirmation of your registration. This is going to include information regarding accessibility, diet-related, and interpreter accommodation requests. We invite you to go ahead and contact our office regarding this as early as possible so that we can make those requests ahead of time. We're also going to send you an electronic confirmation packet starting May 1st. So if you register past May 1st, you're going to get an immediate confirmation and then the electronic confirmation as well. 1 week prior to your session, we're going to email you again with that confirmation as well as a parking permit for your session. Another reminder, that the parent and family orientation registration fees are non-refundable. However, we know that plans change sometimes, and let's say that dad can't make an orientation session, but older sibling can. We invite you to contact our office, and we are happy to make those changes for a name tag so that we can still substitute that guest for that registration fee. We're just not able to refund it, but we can substitute another guest for that. So now that we've talked about some details, why do we want you to join us? So we are going to give you the information that you want to know at Parent and Family Orientation. We know that this is specifically designed for you. You're going to get direct access to campus partners and their presentations. Our campus partners are going to come in and give presentations throughout the day. And post-orientation, you will also receive those presentations so that you can cover that material with your student. And we highly encourage you to go over that information back with your student. Parent and Family Orientation is also going to give you a chance to visit your student's academic college or school. This is a wonderful opportunity to see the space where they might be taking classes, see the opportunities to get to talk to their academic advising staff and see what their space looks like. While your student will meet with academic advising staff during the course registration process, this may not be their specific advisor. We want to make sure that your student has a chance to talk with academic advising staff during course registration, but we invite them to follow up with their specific academic advisor in the fall semester, where they will be assigned a specific advisor. We will also give you a chance to talk with our current students and hear about their experiences here at UA. So you can see on the right-hand side some of our past orientation leaders. Our orientation leaders are really excited about their time here at the university and excited to share that experience with you. So they love to tell you about their experiences here at the university, and we can't wait to have them meet you. The last thing that we want to tell you about is we want to connect with you. So connect with parent and family programs. We are here for all of our parents and family members from now, while your student is here, until the time they graduate, and even if you need us beyond then. Parent and Family Orientation also gives you a chance to connect with other incoming parents and family members. So it's a nice chance to connect with others who are in the same boat as you and know that you are not alone in this process. So if you still have questions, we invite you to email us, parents@ua.edu. Give us a call Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., 1-800-392-2777. Or you can visit our website, parents.ua.edu, and you can find a lot more information about the orientation registration process, orientation, and once we post those dates, you can find all of those dates and schedules on our website as well. We can't wait to see you this summer. We're so excited to bring you another summer of parent and family orientation and to meet you. My personal recommendation, and you'll see this throughout our confirmation packet, is that while it may be a little bit warm outside during the Alabama summer, we do keep it a little bit cooler in the buildings to make sure that you are comfortable. And sometimes once you're sitting there for a little bit, it can get quite chilly. So we invite you to bring a jacket and your comfortable walking shoes. We invite you to check the weather before you travel as well, so that you know what materials you may need. And we are so excited to see you this summer. We can't wait to see you. Please give us a call or an email if you need anything. And we look forward to meeting you and welcoming your student to the class of 2024. Thanks, and roll Tide.